What's up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here, and we are in the world of Infested Planet. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of background about this game before we get started. This is a game that I looked at, it was in really early alpha stages, and I think this was before I even started YouTube. So this would have been like pre-October 2011, I want to say. I may be wrong about that time, because, you know, my Pyro sense of time is a little drifted when you're working so hard on YouTube all the time and you're just doing this life, for me at least, and I'm not good with schedules anyway, time blurs. So it may have just actually been last week, but it feels like it was like 2 years ago. But I bought the game back then, and then earlier I totally forgot about it. I played the hell out of it for like 2 weeks. It had a lot of cool features, but it needed some work. It's now up on Steam. I think you can get it for $12 or $11.99, however you want to call it. I always round up that 1 cent. The 99 cents just never made sense to me, but it's $11.99 on Steam, and for me personally, it's worth it. I like these types of games. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Now, let me explain how this game works. When you first get in, you got to go through a series of tutorial missions where you don't really have a lot of choice, and then once you're done, you start going into this map here, where you get to pick where you want to go. Now, from what I understand, the storyline basically is you guys are sort of invading an alien planet and trying to set it up for colonization. And you guys find this indigenous life form that looks like roaches to me, and they're really nasty, and you got to kill them all, and you know, fire flamethrowers, grenades, rockets, everything. So when you're at this screen right here, this is after you finish the tutorial, and I think I'm a couple missions in further. I think this is our territory, and this is the bugs territory. But you can see each of these has their own little benefits on top of them. So like right here, if we do this one, we're gonna get 40 grand. If we do that here, we're gonna get 20 grand. If we do this, we're gonna get 5,000, 30,000 down here. Now, I believe the missions with the most money are the hardest. So yeah, as you can see right here, this is a really tough mission, and if you do one of these are probably a little bit easier. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do. I'm still working on leveling up my guys, so I think we're gonna go with this one here. So Dr. Captain, we have, I guess that's right, there's two of us. The captain is me, and the doctor's the dude with us. We have finally fleshed out the source of the transmission. It is some sort of new alien super hive. I've decided the best chance of ending their war early is to hit the critter hard and fast. This is where you come in. Get your weapons ready. Now, in between rounds, you have the option of spending the money that you earn on different technologies. And there's two types. There's permanent unlocks, and then there's 1 round bonuses. So if you do a 1 round bonus, you get a nice feature for the next round, but it's not permanent. If you do a permanent, I mean, obviously, if you do a permanent unlock, it's something that's usually a lot more expensive, but it's something that lasts for the duration of the game. So for me personally, I kind of have a tendency to lean more towards permanent unlocks, because I don't know, the temporary stuff just doesn't seem to be all that worth it to me. Now, as you progress through the game, a lot of changes happen, and I'm just going to kind of go over the UI here, since everything's in kind of a pause screen sort of at this point. It's not always nice and friendly like this, where it just sits and pauses, but sometimes it does. And these are the alien locations here, all of these, and this is the big objective. This is what we're supposed to take out. It looks like it's got 3 sub hives. Now we can zoom in here. These things right here they're like turrets. They shoot little poison darts, and if it hits you, you're going to start taking poison damage, and it can eventually kill you. These little pussy looking balls spawn these little critter things, and then obviously this big thing in the center is the base itself. You want to take these out, because each one of those, once you clear it, turns into one like this. Now I have the bunker upgrade, so this right here is going to look a little different than it probably looks for you. The bunker upgrade allows, as you can see, this little healing thing that's going around. Any of my guys that are nearby here are going to get healed, so it allows me to keep at least people near my base alive and supported. Now, you have the option of kind of moving out and going anywhere you want and dealing with folks any way you choose, but you got to realize you've got these lanes. So if I move to engage this lane, it's most likely going to wake this hive up, and then this hive's going to move forward. If I move, you know, over here, same thing with this hive, and possibly even this hive. So you've kind of got to plan out where you go and how you go about taking things out. The other issue that you bump into is each of these little points here is going to give you some BP up here, and I'm not sure what the BP stands for. I think it's bounty points or build points or something along those lines. Well, these points you can use to do several different things. First off, you can get a variety of upgrades for your folks. Now you can see I've already got 4 upgrades. I'm missing 3. So we've got the medic upgrade, which basically turns one of your guys into a medic. He can heal your people as you move around and they take damage. He can also heal himself, and he has it's kind of like a grenade launcher that's good for taking out groups of people. You've got the shotgun that, again, also it's going to take out a lot of little targets, but it's not so good at taking out like bases and single target stuff. You got your rifle, which is your basic cost. That'll sell any BPs you use back to you. And you got the sniper. And the sniper, the nice thing about him is, believe it or not, he's actually good versus buildings, which kind of seems a little unusual. I mean, I guess if you've got a 50 cal sniper, you can disable vehicles, and I guess when it's bio buildings, I guess that kind of makes sense. But they're real good at taking out these long range towers here, which kind of makes it a little bit easier because I believe his range of engagement is beyond their range of engagement. So it allows you to kind of move up, clear all this stuff, and then progress forward, which makes it kind of nice there. Now over here we've got the armory menu, and you can see I don't have much stuff unlocked here. This right here gives you a bunch of static emplacements. Now we're actually going to use one of these static emplacements right now. I'm going to set one up right here, and the reason I'm doing that is I want to keep this lane right here controlled while I move in here. Now one of the other things that I'm going to show you guys here in a bit that's kind of nasty is every time, once you get a little bit further in the game, every time you take out an enemy hive like this, they get a bonus. And some of those bonuses aren't a big deal. Some of those bonuses will absolutely wreck you. So it just kind of depends on which area you get. Now I went ahead and bought a shotgun. That's going to help me clear out some of the stuff over here as we move forward. The other thing I want to show you guys is the research menu. Now here you've got another set of options that you can get. This right here is a chopper airstrike. If I build this thing, and it costs 8 build points to do so, it allows me to call in an airstrike on a specific area, and it uses your ammo. Now right here you're going to see my ammo charge. Let's go ahead and start shooting, and I can show you guys. Now you can see right here we move like normal. This is just a normal like RTS movement style system. You can actually move individual units if you want, or you can highlight them all. You can attack move, so if you hit A, they're going to move forward and engage things as they get closer, and you can actually set it up behind the target that you're wanting to hit, and they will eventually move through and engage. Now our little ammo feature up here, you can see that we've got a building here that we're probably going to want to take out. So I'm going to use a grenade launcher or missile launcher, whatever, and you're going to see they all unloaded on it, and it cleared this out. So we're going to move down real quickly. Oh, this is actually a different point system. You'll see they don't have, there's actually not a, what do you call it? There's not an actual base here. So you don't have to worry about this regrowing, which is a little different than most of my other stuff. Now you can also click on things and you can kind of queue stuff up. You can see the little double line. So I've got them going. Most of the time it works. I have noticed a bug with beta. Sometimes it doesn't always grab onto it. I'm not quite sure why it doesn't always work at once, but it does work most of the time. Now your ammo regens over time. If you find some of these little purple boxes right here, then you can refill it a little bit quicker. One other thing I want to do before we get into this is show you guys the barriers up here. Hives under attack create hardened barriers that resist bullets. Now that's because we wiped this out. Previously this little icon wasn't here. So one of the things you kind of want to consider before you start really getting into this is how you're going to go about taking the points. And the reason you got to be careful with how you go about taking the points is every time you clear a point, it's going to get a little bit harder and a little bit nastier for, oh crap, that was a free upgrade. Oh, that was stupid of me. All right, there we go, there we go. We can get our free upgrade back. All right, you get the free upgrade, Brohim. There we go. Well, that's kind of cool. Anyways, so you don't always want to save the hardest target for last and clear out the easy targets first, because if you do, that last target is going to get even nastier because it's going to be hardened. You know, it's going to have all of these extra bonuses, all of these extra tweaks, and it's just going to be merciless. So you've got to kind of be very careful with how you go about doing it. Now the other thing I'm noticing is clearing this out right here does not seem to be doing any damage to this thing. So I'm thinking I have to kill this thing first. You can also see the little healing elements that's going out. This hive obviously has some form of healing going on. So we've got this cleared out. I'm hoping it doesn't regrow. If it regrows, that's going to make things rather nasty on us. Now we're going to come down here and engage this. There we go. So you kind of have to manage your ammo. You know, be careful what you engage, when you engage it, and how you go about doing it. I usually go for the big targets relatively soon, and the reason for that is obviously just to keep some of the stuff from getting too ridiculously OP. If you don't, it just gets really, really nasty. Now you can see we're getting flanked. I'm going to try and move our guys up here to the other side. That way we're only getting hit from kind of one direction as opposed to getting sandwiched between the two towers. Come on, drop this thing. And you can see up here the little green thing on the hotbars. That's showing you the poison. So we've got 2 medics. That's a pretty solid setup for keeping our guys from getting poisoned and keeping us from dying. Whenever you've got a green line like that, it fills up, and that kind of shows you how much damage you're going to take over the course of the poison. And if it's too much, you will actually die just from the poison alone. Alright, so I can't actually kill this thing, it looks like, until we destroy all of the enemy points around. So I kind of want to get some BPs. We're going to come up here and clear these 2 things out first. Now, this guy's a flamethrower. He moves a lot quicker than some of the other guys do. Once we clear a few more of these things out, we're going to be able to upgrade and get a sniper, and the sniper will be able to kind of clear out some of these areas from a little bit further distance. The other option that we could have is I could get the airstrikes set up, and the airstrikes would allow us to call in, obviously, remote airstrikes on the targets, which might speed things up a little bit. I'm not sure. It kind of depends. Alright, so we're going to pick that up. You got to run these all the way back to your base, which is kind of a pain, but it's not too shabby. I'm going to let those 2 guys go ahead and run there, and then when they're done, we're going to want to bring them back down here. So while we're waiting on those guys, we're going to go ahead and move down here and engage this. Now each one of these things right here, if I recall right, these are build points. The yellow ones are ammo, and then the I guess the teal ones, they are the upgrade slots. And that's what lets you more or less... Oh, come on. There we go. So we've got the full build points up. Alright, so... Oh, no! In my infinite wisdom, I used both of my medics. That wasn't very bright of me. Wasn't very bright of me. And it was completely by accident. I just randomly grabbed those 2 dudes. So, leaving your medics by themselves while your guys go into fighting, definitely not one of the smarter things. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and build the air support device so you guys can see this. I think it's a little bit cooler looking than the sniper, and by the time we clear out all this stuff, I'll be able to show you the sniper anyway. Dude, that guy is slow. He needs to work on his cardio a bit. Alright, so you can see down here where it says 0 cost. That means we can call in an airstrike, and technically it's not going to cost us anything because we waited for the duration to go. And every couple seconds that you wait, it kicks up. So you can see we used it and it only cost us 9 ammo to use it. So you can basically use it twice to completely decimate an area, and it just kind of makes it easier to move in and clear out. And then you come in with the cavalry, clear everything up, and hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to do. Now we're going to use our rifleman this time. Well, 1 rifleman. Take him back. We're going to use the flamethrower. Flamethrower guys move a lot faster than the other ones. So he ought to get back there a little bit quicker. Now while we're waiting on those guys to move, we're going to go ahead and move our main group because we're going to sweep down this way. Since we have to clear everything before we can engage this guy, we're going to go ahead and clear out this other spot over here. It's going to give us some extra build points. I believe that is actually another objective. I mean, I can see the bunker there, but I could have sworn that I saw a bunker here as well. It's possible I was a little misguided on that and didn't notice. I'm not sure. So we're going to add up here, waiting on this other guy to slowly get into place. Bam. Alright. So I'm going to make this rifle guy a sniper now. And then we're just going to go ahead and move on down here. And where is our sniper at? Right, he's right there. He's got the long barrel. And you can see he's just dropping these targets instantaneously, which is really nice because those are the ones that poison you. They're a real big pain in the ass. So it definitely helps if you can take them out earlier than later. Now, it's kind of interesting that these right here are not giving me the little building setups that we usually get. I'm not sure why that is. All right, so right here we have the little turret that we placed earlier. Since we're going to be moving down here, we're not going to need the turret anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and sell him. And you're going to notice our BP came back. So we got some more stuff for that. There's no reason not to upgrade some of our stuff a little bit better. So we've got 2 medics. We've got a flamethrower. I'm going to turn this guy into a shotgun guy. That should make things a little bit more interesting. And since we took out another hive, we've now got CARAPACE. So we've got barriers and we've got CARAPACEs installed. That's going to make things rather interesting. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on this flamethrower dude. We're going to set up a turret that's in range of this base. And then while he's building that, we're going to move everybody else forward. And he's going to take some damage while he's doing that. But that turret should help give us a little bit extra base of fire. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop this right on the back end. I've got a sniper up here that's clearing out some of these things, but those barriers right there, they really kind of hamper things. It takes a long time for your dudes to pound through those. So with, you know, a nice little helicopter airstrike coming in, it kind of helps clear things up a bit. All right, so we're going to clear this guy out now. You notice our sniper's already engaging things. And we're going to go ahead and get our flamethrower dude, and we're going to have him build... Trying to learn all the hotkeys. We're going to have him build all that stuff, and we're going to go ahead and move in. And we're going to drop that right there in the middle. And we're going to drop another one right over here. Alright, so we got 2 turrets now. We got a nice helicopter up here. We're going to drop another heli right here. That actually burned a good amount of our fuel. What are you guys doing way back here? I guess they're the medics, so I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm going to move them up manually. There we go. Alright, so we got the north one. Now I've just got to get the south one down here. You know, I just realized I've got the sound off from last night. I might want to turn that up so you guys can hear it.
Reinforcements here.
There we go. Sorry about playing half of the review without sound. There we go. Oh my god, these guys are determined little bastards, aren't they? Damaged hives now retaliate with poison spits. Calcification, dead aliens leave behind barriers. Oh great. Outstanding. Calling another Harrier strike. I don't know why I keep calling it a Harrier. It's a helicopter. That's clearly a helicopter, Pyro. "100% life form integrity." Alright, while we're waiting on that, we've cleared... Oh! Now we've got another bunker up north. What the hell? Kill the giant hive. Alright, sounds good to me. Alright. Get all these things going. And then we'll call in our airstrikes since we've now got it at 0. And we'll go ahead and call another one in. Oh yeah, dude. Shock and awe, baby. Shock and awe. You can see how this is tanking like a boss. That's gonna make things a little interesting. Oh god. What the hell? Oh, he called in his own airstrike. I didn't have to do that. Oh wait, that's not an airstrike. That's fuel. Okay, these are the ammo things I was telling you guys about. Holy crap. We're moving our guys over here to pick up the ammo. Oh, it's immune? What? Dude, this is ridiculous. It's actually almost healing. Dude, if he hadn't given me all these helicopters, we would have been boned. Damn. 17%. Come on, guys. You can see that guy was going over there and picking up ammo for us all. Oh my god, dude. Talk about tanking like a boss. Well, that might have something to do with it. They did just spawn something right on top of me. Alright, I'm gonna drop this sniper, and we're gonna pick up another shotgun guy. There we go. Holy crap. So I guess we win, even though there's still a couple angry infestations around. Now when you quit, you get this nice little score screen over here on the left. Shows you how many hive skills you got, towers, total aliens, 5,300. That's pretty impressive. We did lose 4 soldiers in my infinite wisdom by pulling off the medics. It took us 20 minutes or so to do this. This shows how much BPs we spent, how much ammo we spent. That's actually the grenades, the helicopter airstrikes, etc. And then this is the recycled amount we've got, obviously the bullets fired, etc., etc. And then finally, this is the little upgrade screen I was telling you guys about. And we've got, like, this is a permanent upgrade. The mortar will be a permanent addition to my setup, but like right here, a buff mercenary, that's a single mission. So this guy will help me, you know, kick ass and take names once, but that's it. And then we've got the free shotguns. We've got, you know, some of the other buffs that we've got here. All of these are just buffs, but some of these in the middle, like the flamethrowers, that's a permanent setup. Adding a marine permanently, that's a nice little setup. So now you've got 6 instead of 5. Grenades, a lot of different things you can pick here. I'm actually thinking we're going to go for another marine because that's a cheap one, but it's a good one. It's something that you're going to use fairly consistently. And then I think I'm going to hold off and wait for the rest of the stuff. So that right there is kind of gives you a look at Infested. Is it now? I always forget the name of the game. Infested Planet. I keep wanting to call it Infestation for some reason. So that gives us a look at Infested Planet. Like I said, I'm a fan of the game. I've been a fan of the game for a while. I like Space Marines taking out hordes and hordes of aliens. And with the new changes since it's been up on Steam, I think there's a lot of longevity here. There's also a skirmish system, I believe, where you can come through and you can select any of the maps that you want to do, and you can go through and basically have yourself a constant challenge with quite a bit of replayability. So let me know what you guys think about the game. As always, you can go pick this game up on Steam. I think it's running 12 bucks. So I will have the link in the description that'll take you to the Steam page where you can snag this game. And like I said, it's a game that I like, so I highly recommend it. Hopefully you guys like this Let's Play. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Slap the like button if you liked it. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.